fight over SEPTA, and the impasse in Harrisburg now forcing seismic cuts across the system. As of this hour, SEPTA management says it does not have nearly enough clarity from the Capitol to avoid implementing what they have called their doomsday plan. Absent an agreement by lawmakers by the end of the day tomorrow, that does not look likely. The transit agency will start the process of slashing service, ultimately by half. At the moment, Democrats in the state House and Republicans in the state Senate are both deeply dug in, each side rejecting the plans offered by the other, with time all but run out. We've got live team coverage once again. Tonight we'll check in with Walter Perez, check in with commuters as all of this plays out. But let's begin where it rests right now. Action News reporter Chad Pradelli live in Harrisburg once again. Chad, what's the latest right now?
Brian, lawmakers tell me this deadline is not going to be met, and it feels like this stalemate is almost stuck in cement. Of course, negotiations by political leaders continue behind closed doors, but it appears this is going to drag out for a while.
The bill fails.
Late today, House Democrats killed the Senate's mass transit bill, widening the stalemate in Harrisburg.
There's a willingness, it looks like now, in both chambers to recognize the challenge. Now we've got to fill in some of those blanks, recognize that everyone's not going to get what they want.
The Senate bill would have tapped into the state's public transportation trust fund to give SEPTA and other transit agencies additional dollars. Democrats say the money is already earmarked for existing capital improvement projects, including for SEPTA.
This is a flex of SEPTA's capital dollars to SEPTA's operating budget, and that was always unacceptable.
Republicans say there's money, $2.4 billion in total, and PennDOT has not provided an adequate list of projects and dollars. They call critics hypocritical, considering the governor did the same thing 8 months ago and gave SEPTA $153 million in additional funding for a temporary fix.
Were you satisfied with PennDOT's explanation of the trust fund balance?
No. I mean, the idea that dollars can be flexed, the governor proved that. You know how many shovel-ready projects were ready in rural Pennsylvania when those dollars got flexed to bail out SEPTA?
Mass transit funding has largely pitted rural Pennsylvania against urban areas. With little movement, SEPTA riders need to plan.
I think they need to be prepared. I think everyone recognizes what will flow from this if the legislature fails to reach agreement, but there is real impacts, and we are well cognizant of that.
And SEPTA is expecting cuts, but SEPTA General Manager Scott Sauer told us this afternoon that if a deal can be reached in the coming days, even within the next week, he'll do everything in his power to make sure they don't happen. Live in Harrisburg, Chad Pradelli, Channel 6, Action News. Brian?
Okay, Chad, thank you. Let's turn now to Action News' Walter Perez with a message from SEPTA to commuters tonight.
Assuming no deal is reached and SEPTA's doomsday budget goes into effect, the transit agency's millions of users are being urged to come up with a plan B. We quickly found out, though, that not everyone is thinking that far ahead.
If they shut things down, then we don't know what the plan will be, which is why it's so much, confusion and just we don't really have a plan B.
But most others we spoke with say not getting around is not an option.
Thank God that my children have cars, and where I live at, I can walk to work.
The plan is just to, find other means to get it done. It's got to be done. I gotta go to the grocery store. I gotta go pay bills.
I probably will have to buy a car and then to get to work. But
It's an expensive plan B.
It's expensive, but that would help me to still keep a job.
Keno Johnson from Upper Darby says if worse comes to worse, his wheelchair is motorized.
I got this thing, and if I had to go somewhere without the bus, I try not to make it far, but this thing could go a couple miles.
But Kevin Flanders of Southwest Philadelphia arguably has the best plan B of them all.
Well, I'm going to retire.
Once again, assuming no deal is reached, the cuts would come in phases beginning on August 24th. Reporting from Upper Darby, Walter Perez, Channel 6, Action News.
We want to let you know you can find all kinds of helpful information and our extensive SEPTA coverage online anytime. Just head to 6abc.com/commuter crisis. Well, now to the downpours moving through